Hello guys, this is Raptormon132 here, and welcome to my Q&A answer video. Yep, as you all know, for those who don't know, I'm actually going to, today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. For those who don't know, and for those who missed out, if you guys didn't know, I actually had posted a Q&A video during the second last day of winter. And I said that I was going to do a Q&A video and during October and for all the comments that are being sent. So today I'm going to do a Q&A video answering the questions that you sent me during that over a month. So yep, I said that I was going to do it as a thing for to celebrate the first day of spring or last day of winter. You know, it was winter wrap up, cause tomorrow spring is here. Or today is even now it's spring. So yeah, today I'm going to be answering the questions that you had sent me on the video. So yeah. So I'm going to be answering all of the questions that you sent me, and as a special one, I'm also going to do a special bonus question that for one YouTube user who asked me something quite some time ago, and I know it's late, but I decided I was going to answer it on this video. Yeah, so I'm going to answer your question on this video. Yeah, so who it is, I will reveal at the end. Oh, sorry, soda water. Just pouring myself a glass because I'm going to do it. Oh, and I'm going to be doing this video in parts too. Yeah. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, the very first question comes from the Pink Brigade, and he or she asks, I came here from Maddox's video, and my question is favorite of the main 6 from favorite to least favorite, and why? Well, Pink Brigade, first one I put is Twilight because I relate to her, and yeah, she's the one I relate to the most. And the second, it would be Applejack because of some part of her reminds me of some of my family and a bit of me as well. And plus, I still think she's named after a song from Dolly Parton. You know, if you've never heard the song. And number 3, I would say Rainbow Dash because she's because she reminds me so much. To me, she's still a female version of Sonic the Hedgehog, which I reckon that's cool. And yeah, so I class her as that. That's the reason why I class her as the middle favorite. Next one is Rarity because she's very, you know, she's a fussy, glamorous, pristine drama queen, you know, and her drama queen thing is very hysterical, you know. Oh, whatever shall we do? Yeah, she can be her drama scene thing can be very hysterical. Next one is Fluttershy because she's a bit of a sweet thing and she's cute and you know, there's something about Andrea Lidman's voice that really gets to me, you know. And, you know, the sound of her singing voice of Fluttershy and the voice that she gives for Fluttershy, it actually got me thinking that she would be perfect for the role of a character in a possible recreated movie musical that I hope to see be remade and hopefully remake myself and perhaps even star in. And the last one I class Pinkie Pie. Like, she's funny and all, but like, she's random and she's funny and all of that, but sometimes she gets on my nerves, you know, with her randomness and all of that. Like, I think the episode that really irritated me the most about Pinkie Pie was the episode over a barrel, because, you know, she was being stupid and she was being all, you know, silly, and, you know, she made a bad situation worse. And plus, she was very over the top when she came to keeping a secret, even though that it wasn't much of a secret. So yeah, yeah. So that's who I class as favorite to least favorite of the main six. So yeah, that's who I class. Okay. Right. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, next one comes from Jessica Lauthner. Long time no comment. She asks, here is a bunch of random questions for you. What is your favorite color? What's your favorite season? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite food? And I don't even know why I'm asking these. Also, what's your favorite animal? Well, first one, my favorite color, I would have to say, is probably Ferrari red. That's probably my favorite. My favorite season, I would say my favorite season is probably summer. Because, you know, it's like, yeah. Right, next, like, actually, I should go into a little more detail. I like summer because, you know, it gives me an opportunity to take a dip in the beach and all of that, and also gives me the opportunity to put the aircon on the coldest form, because, you know, I love aircon. Next is, what's your favorite food? Well, junk food. I like lots of types of junk food. That's my favorite food. I almost forgot. What's your favorite song? My favorite song, I like many songs. In fact, my choice of music is actually to do with, you know, to do with old style music, like from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, early 90s. Yeah, so I don't know what my favorite song is. I like many songs. Okay, next one. I've already answered that one. As for what's my favorite animal, my favorite animal is without a doubt most likely a tie between dolphins and whales. You know, I like them because they're so, in my view, they're very majestic. So yeah, that's the reason I like them. So that's my question for you. So yeah, that's my question. That's my questions asked by Jessica Lauthner. All right, let's move on. Next one. This one comes from Ian Lauthner. I think that must be Jessica's brother, or it might be Jessica Lauthner with a different username. But he asks, "What's like?" Oh, you had a sinus infection, and to think I was going to be mad at you for not uploading, but take as much time as you need. Also, I do have a question for the Q&A, not non-MLB related. It is, what is the winter like in Australia? I really have no idea. Dear, I have never been anywhere near there. Anyway, peace out. Well, to answer your question, Australia is somewhat in winter. It doesn't like it's actually can be very, very dry. Like it can reach, like out in the outback, it can reach as low as -5 degrees, but it doesn't snow because, you know, Australia is pretty dry. Oh, actually, there is a couple of places in Australia that does snow. That's Mount Kosciuszko in New South Wales, and that's actually a popular place for Australians to ski because, you know, it can snow there, and that's the home place for Thredbo. And the other place that snows is, I think, is Tasmania, because, you know, it can actually snow there even in summer because it's the part of Australia that is the lowest part, because, you know, it's near the Antarctic. Yeah, so that's what winter's pretty much like. Oh, and on the side note, like Ian Lauthner, I don't want to be mean to you, but I thought I'd have to speak out about this. That I don't know if, oh, actually, a lot of people probably noticed this too, but like the comments that you sent to me, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit that the comments that you actually send, and don't take this as an offense, and I apologize if you get offended by this, but the questions that you actually send, some of them are actually not quite right, and some of them make no sense, and some of them are actually unreadable. And the reason for that is because, like, the reason they're unreadable is because I noticed the style of writing you do, and that is there's no capitals, no full stops, no like misspelled words and random words that just make no sense. And I don't know whether you're a little, like, I don't know how old you are, like whether you're a little kid or whether you're an adult or maybe somewhere in between. But if you're a little kid, I advise for you to probably practice a little more on your writing and on your spelling. But if you're an adult, I would suggest the same, but have somebody proofread something to you before sending it. Because, you know, I don't want to be mean to you, but I just thought I'd probably tell you that in advance so that you're aware of your writing, because some of the questions that you ask can be unreadable or sometimes make no sense. So I thought I'd just tell you that. Anyway, next one is another one from Ian Lauthner, and he asks this one. He says, "Here is a question that is also a request. When you get around Christmas time, would you be willing to sing a Christmas-related song? I noticed by your Whispering Jack music video that you're well good at singing. I thought it would be a great idea if you would do that." Well, here's the thing. I actually might sing. I actually have thought about it. I have thought about maybe singing by doing a Christmas thing, maybe a song cover, like maybe another song cover, maybe sometime down the track. I'm even thinking at Christmas time I might do repost my Christmas double feature that I did, like Christmas blind reaction double feature that I did last year. You know, to post it on YouTube for the first time. And also on the side note, I actually hope to do a blind reaction to like Halloween is actually close up, and my plan is that I'm planning to do a blind reaction to to post my Halloween special of Season 2 of MLP onto YouTube. But I'm also planning to do other things as well. Like I'm planning to do maybe a pumpkin carving, like pumpkin carving video if I get the chance, if I can. And the other thing I'm planning to do is that I've heard in season 5 of MLP, there is an episode of season 5 that actually has another Nightmare Night related episode. And I'm thinking about maybe I should blind react to that. But yeah, if it, but if it, the only problem is it might have spoilers in it. But if it has any major spoilers that I know of, or that I don't know of, then let me know in the comments, and I might reconsider it. But if it doesn't, I'll take that as a yes. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for Ian Luther's questions. So yeah. Right, let's move on to the next one. Alright, next one is from Rambo, or MasterRambo, and he asks 4 questions. Actually, 5 if you count the 0. First one is, who is your favorite ponies, or who is and / are your favorite ponies so far? Well, for those who don't, well, to answer that, I actually did answer that. My favorite is Twilight and Applejack and Rainbow Dash. And outside the main 6, maybe Princess Celestia, Princess Luna, and background pony maybe Vinyl Scratch. Yeah. Yeah, so that's answering your question. Number 2 of MasterRambo. By this time in the series, are you planning to watch the whole series and the MLP movies? Well, yes, I'm actually planning to watch the entire series. And as for the MLP movies, I'm actually planning to do a commentary of the My Little Pony movie of 1986. You know, take a trip down memory lane. Because, you know, I've seen Maddox's, or many blind reactors, others' reactions to that, because, you know, I watched that movie when I was a kid. So I might as well watch it as well. And also, I also know that there is a film series of MLP. It is known as the Equestria Girls series. I actually heard from some people that the Equestria Girls series is not exactly that good. Like, not as good as the original series, like as the series. But what I know of it, it involves human versions of the main 6. But I'll actually watch the first one, but I'll have to wait till season, probably after season 3 to watch it. And yeah, I'll watch it and I'll give it a go, and from then I'll decide whether or not I am going to watch the MLP movie, watch the others. Question 2 from MasterRambo. If so, what are your thoughts, predictions of the upcoming seasons? Well, my thoughts is that I reckon that it's probably going to get better, and predictions, I don't know. I suspect that it's going to be maybe more and more epic as the series progresses. And yeah. But on the side note, I actually know of some spoilers. Like, I won't mention some of the thoughts because they're actually spoilers, but I actually know of some things, like I know many spoilers, but I won't mention all of them. I'll just mention a few, like Twilight Sparkle becoming an alicorn, and I assume it's probably going to be in season 3 or 4. And I think it's about that time because a friend of mine actually showed me a video or a video clip of Twilight actually fighting, like, as an alicorn fighting this big, huge hulking bull creature, and kind of looked like an episode. And the fight scene kind of looked like something out of Dragon Ball Z, and yeah. But I also know that that during season 2, a villain is going to appear, and I won't mention the name of this villain, but all I can say is the line from that is Arnold Schwarzenegger's line from Total Recall, or actually no, not Total Recall, Predator. I'll say this: "You're one ugly motherfucker." So yeah, and yeah, and I know that in the episode that this villain is going to appear, there's going to be 2 Harry Potter references in there. Harry Potter reference number 1 is going to like, there's a scene in it that's scene number 1 is going to be inspired by the wand duel between Dumbledore and between Dumbledore and Voldemort in the Order of the Phoenix. And Harry Potter inspiration number 2 is going to be similar to the scene in The Prisoner of Azkaban where Harry repels the Dementors away from Sirius Black and himself. So that's your clue. And I also know of another spoiler too, and that is a famous singer is going to make an appearance in season 4. And this singer, I'll just tell you this, my brother has actually seen him live. And I'm thinking about that when I reach that episode, I'll probably do a blind reaction with my brother on this video, because he actually loves this guy. So, yeah, that's and keep in mind, those are probably just a few only just a few of the spoilers that I know of, but I won't mention what they are. But it doesn't really matter because it's still blind reaction. It's still blind anyway because I haven't seen the episodes. So yeah. So that's it for predictions, thoughts, and side notes, spoilers. Question 4 from MasterRambo. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do in your spare time aside watching MLP? Work, study, and hobbies. Well, in my spare time, I like playing on the computer, browsing around on YouTube, and I love playing on my PS4 and watching movies and all of that. What I do for work, I'm actually unemployed. What I study is that I study numeracy and literacy, but I'm planning to hopefully next year get enrolled to somewhere to study acting, because for those of you who don't know, my passion in life is to be an actor in live action and voiceover, and acting is one of the acting is my dream and passion, and hopefully hopefully career, because it's something that I want to do, and yeah. And as for hobbies, one of my recent hobbies that I do have is I do fan fiction writing. In fact, I'm actually writing a fan fiction of MLP, like I'm giving a MLP fan fiction a go. And yeah, I won't mention anything because I want it to be a surprise, but when it's finished, I'll let you guys know on a separate video and tell you what's like tell you how to look at it, because I might post it on that MLP fan fiction site that I got. That I go on to look for fan fictions of MLP to that I do my dramatic readings on. And yeah, that's it for that question. And last but not least, question 4, or question 5 in this case. If you can tell me what your if you can, what is your specs of your PC? I want to know what hardware you have to see if I can suggest a better desktop recording software for your videos. Well, for the specs for my computer, I don't really know. And even if I did, I would say no comment, because I want that private. As for what hardware I used, for recording my videos, I use Hypercam 3 to record the episodes of MLP online. And for editing the videos, editing the videos, I use VCT. Let's see for a sec. I use VSDC free editing video editor. And for making the videos, I use Windows Movie Maker and Movie Maker program. Yeah, and on the side note, he also sent to me all the download videos, or MasterRambo sent me a video thing of MLP episodes to react to, and of best quality to download. Well, I appreciate that, but I actually don't want to download the MLP episodes because of virus reasons, plus my brother-in-law, who monitors the computer, or who fixes it, he said for me not to download anything without his okay. But I will keep that link in mind whenever I need it. Also, he says, as you continue to watch the series, there will be an episode of Season 2 where you'll have some censored scenes. Be sure to watch the uncensored version when you get to it. Well, the thing is, I don't know what it is, but I actually want you or somebody else to actually tell me what episode it is that is censored, so that I'm aware that what is censored and what's not, because I actually am somebody who wants to see the whole thing. You know, because I prefer that instead of watching an edited version. So if you can, tell me which episode is it, and so that I'm ready for it. Anyway, that's MasterRambo's questions, and yeah, that's it for him. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next one. Right, the next one comes from evilshaheen. Yeah, evilshaheen, I think his name is. And he's asked me a bunch of them. First one he asks is, what is your favorite show? Well, the thing is, I'm somebody who likes watching different shows. Like, I'm sort of, how should I say, freelance kind of thing. Like, I can be, like, I'm sort of a favorite show shifter. Like, one week I could like one thing, and the other week I could like the other, or one week I could like something else, and yeah, I'm sort of like that. So that's all I can say about favorite show. Second question: are you an atheist, an agnostic, or I can't read that, or religious? Well, to be truthful, I'm somewhat religious, but the thing is, I'm sort of a mix between an atheist and religious. Like, I do have some beliefs, but at the same time, I don't let my beliefs get to me, because I think religion is not for the faint heart, or is not for the weak mind. Is not for the weak-minded, because religion can actually turn. Because I know that the consequences of religion can actually be not good. Because I know a few people that I actually have a few people in my life that actually gave themselves to religion, and it turned them, well, let's just say it didn't turn out so good. So yeah, that's my best answer. Next one. What's your favorite game? Well, at the moment I like two games. I like FTL Faster Than Light, and second game is a PS4 game, which is Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. Yeah, I like that game. But in November, I'm actually going to have a new favorite, because Star Wars Battlefront is going to be released, and I've ordered it. Can't wait to play it. So yeah, I am looking forward to that, and soon that will be my favorite game. Okay, next question he asks is, what type of anime do you like? Well, I like different styles of anime, like or different types of anime, like from kiddie funny type anime to more adult anime. You know, I sort of like different types, like many different types. It depends on what it is. So that's my best answer. Next one he asks is, do you like history? Yes, I actually do. Because, you know, there is a certain part, most of history that's, like, a lot of things that's great stories and great things that have happened, well, that have plots in movies and stories and stuff, are all based on historical events. You know? So, and some of them are even based on what happened in someone's life. Interesting enough. Yeah, so that's my best answer. Okay, next one. Who is your favorite superhero? Well, I do have two superheroes, if they're favorite superheroes, if they're even classed as it. That is Goku and Trunks. And when I say Trunk, like from Dragon Ball Z, and when I say Trunks, I don't mean Kid Trunks, I mean Future Trunks from the Android Saga. Because, you know, that guy was actually really badass. And because, you know, that was a Trunks that always took things seriously. And what I liked about Future Trunks is that he never messed around when it got to villains. He always got the job done. No messing around, no toying with them, just kill him. That's why I reckon that he's probably a better hero than Goku, because unlike Goku and all of the others, or best Z fighter out of all of them, because he gets the job done. So yeah, so those two are my favorite superheroes, if you can class them that way. Okay, next one he asks is, who's your favorite supervillain? Again, it's one that's from Dragon Ball Z, if you class it as it, and that is Cell. I just love Cell, because, you know, I reckon he's the perfect Dragon Ball Z villain, because, you know, I especially love his voice actor, because, you know, he's really awesome. So, yeah, I reckon that's my favorite supervillain is Cell, because, you know, yeah, that's the best I can say. Next one he asks is, which is better, Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad? I don't know, because I don't watch either of those shows. But I have been thinking about watching Game of Thrones, but since I don't know anything about either of them, I'll say no comment. Okay, next one he asks is, what is the most thing you hate? Again, I don't know. Depends on how. I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it, but I can hate many things, like disloyalty, arrogance, greed, all of those negative things. But yeah, it can be a lot of things, but it depends on what it is. So yeah, that's all the questions I can answer for evilshaheen or Shah. Yeah, evilshaheen. That's all the questions he's asked. So yeah, that's all I can do. Right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is from. This one is another multiple question, and this one is from Narrator007. Personal favourite of my commenters. Also, yeah. So yeah, and this one he's actually written 7 questions. He says, "You want cues? You got cues." Okay, first one is, which 2 ponies would you want on your side in a bar fight? Well, I actually think I'd like Rainbow Dash and Applejack, because those 2 are the strongest of the main 6. But if, like, as you know, Applejack can use her lasso, like lasso people and throw them across the room. Like, she's good with a rope, and she has a very strong buck, because I reckon if she bucked you as hard as she could, you'd probably be flying all the way across the room to one side of the room to the other like a rag doll. And Rainbow Dash, she's very quick and pretty strong, and she wouldn't back down from a fight. Yeah, that's if Rainbow Dash couldn't be there, there's 2 other alternative ponies. I'm thinking maybe Rarity, and the reason Rarity is because if she was to if she ever, like, note that if she ever got her dress wet, like got her dress ruined by somebody at the bar during the fight, oh, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. And the other alternative is Big Mac, because he's really big and very strong. And, like, say if you were, like, compare him to the size of normal stallions or male ponies in the series, if he was to if I was if I was a male pony, one of the male characters of MLP, and if I came across Big Mac in a fight, I wouldn't pick a fight with that guy, because you know, he'd probably bend he'd probably bend me into a pretzel and eat me for lunch. Well, but lucky for me, he's a herbivore, and even if he was, so lucky for me, he'd be a herbivore. So I reckon those would be the ponies I would have by my side in a bar fight. Right, next one. Question 2. Who would your OC be most likely to date? Well, there is maybe Twilight, or maybe Vinyl Scratch, or the other character I was thinking of, and note that it is if this character was the same age as my OC, and that is Sweetie Belle. And that's if Sweetie Belle was the same age as my OC, or if my OC was the same age as Sweetie Belle, that's who he would date. However, speaking of OCs dating, I've actually known that there's a certain other blind reactor who's actually been shipped by another blind reactor's OC, and that is Brony Burning Axe. He's actually apparently most of you guys have started to ship him with Codenature's Theory or Fury. I just hope nobody of my subscribers is shipping me with any any blind reactors OC, like, for example, my OC being shipped with Amy DOA's OC. Uh-oh. I forget I said that. And, well, yeah. Anyway, that's, oh, and if you... And most of you would probably start shipping me with the with another Alicorn OC like Lightning Bliss. Well, I'll tell you this, that ain't gonna happen, because she's actually married, and from what I know, her OC's husband is not known for, like, the type he is not known for being friendly. Is that Lightning Bliss's OC is married to a member of Frieza's race. And as far as I know, Frieza's race is known to be very, very evil and nasty. Because if my OC ever tried to ask her out or hit on her, or ask Lightning Bliss out, there would probably be either a death beam or a full power death ball with his name on it. Yeah, so that's what the best I can answer. Okay, question 3. What is your favorite MLP inspired fan-made song that you've heard so far? Well, I reckon my favorite would probably be a tie of Nightmare Night rap song, along with Anthropology and Don't Mine at Night. Oh, and Picture Perfect Pony as well. So it would be a mix. I think it would be a tie between that group. So that's what I can say. Okay, question 4. Which pony do you think has been the best job of living up to their elements thus far? Which pony, huh? Well, I think the one that's, well, definitely, I think, would be Fluttershy. Because I reckon Fluttershy has been the pony that has living up to their elements so far. Because, she's always very, very kind. And, some people treat her like a doormat and all of that. So I think, that's who I reckon has lived up to their elements so far, is Fluttershy. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Now, question 5. If you could get any celebrity to voice a guest star on MLP, who would you get? Well, narrator, I am very glad you asked me that, because ever since I started watching MLP, I've actually noticed that there is many voice actors that I reckon many celebrities and actors I reckon would be really good to be part of MLP. And I've actually got a big list of who I reckon would be great. Like, I've actually got 21 people I reckon would be great for MLP. So I'm doing a little bit of a countdown. First one that I reckon would be great at MLP would be Stevie Valance. Now, to all of you who don't know Stevie Valance, she is a very talented voice actress. She is, she's actually Canadian as well. Like, a very talented Canadian voice actress. In fact, I'll show you some. Have a look and see.
Haven't you got rid of those two yet, Genghis? I've always said they were losers.
Monsieur, if you let Genevieve in, I personally guarantee that she will not make a peep.
Figaro, 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 Figaro.
So now that you've seen her voices that she does, I reckon she would be great as a voice for a villain or a gentle character in MLP. So I reckon Stevie Valance would be awesome too. And she also did the voice of a Care Bear as well, because, you know, she's a very talented voice actress. So yeah. Okay, number 2, I reckon another good one would be Dan Hennessy. Now, all of you this guy is a legend in Canadian voice actors. In fact, let me show you some of the voices that he's done.
Yeehaw! Let's see that new work droid. It's gonna be smooth sailing from here on with...
Oh, my aching sacroiliac. I thought losing my job was painful. Moving is worse.
They're up to something. Shaman! Shaman! Get in here right now!
Oh, yes, sire, coming right away.
Shaman! Get out of here! And don't come back until you found out about that battle wagon!
So guys, now that you've seen Dan Hennessy's voice, he is a legend. Because, you know, he hasn't had a acting role for a large acting role for a long time, and as far as I know, he's still acting, and he's really, really great. Because, you know, he starred in a lot of cartoons in the 80s and the 90s. And, yeah, he's a great actor. Number 3, the other one I'd like is Chris Wiggins. Now, he's another Canadian voice actor. He is a voice actor who starred in a lot of cartoons. In fact, have a look and see.
You know, lad, when one dinosaur has a problem, we all pitch in to help.
Oh, that's nice.
And since the Secret Scouts are our best and closest friends, the same goes for you.
My tusks. Oh.
Good morning, Cornelius.
Now, where could my glasses be? I had them when I went downstairs earlier this morning, but I thought I'd...
Cornelius, your glasses are on your head.
Yes. Well...
So, now that you've seen his acting, like his acting roles and some of his voices, you can see that he would be another great actor to be an MLP, like being the voice of of an old man, or maybe a Scottish person, or some random character, like even a pony, or maybe a griffin, or any type of creature. Right, number 4 is another legendary Canadian voice actor. His name is John Stoker, and he is also another legend. In fact, have a look and see.
I'm in a bad mood, Basil.
I can see that, sir. Replace hall table, repair draperies.
At last! The Royal Scepter! Once I place it on the tower, the sun's rays will pronounce me king of all Tamusan! You have lost, Julpa! Bow to your new master!
So, he is another voice actor that I reckon would be awesome in MLP, like acting as a random pony, or a henchman, or a villain, or whatever. Yeah, so I think he would be another great actor to be in. Okay, number 5 is Suzanne Roman. She is a talented voice actress too, and she's also Canadian, and have a look and see what she does.
Not to worry, Nicole. We'll have you unpacked in no time. Standing out here for 3 of the wettest nights on record. If you ask me, Murphy, all I'm gonna catch on this stakeout is a cold. Jupiter Thunder!
So now you see what she's done. You actually can see that she would be another great actress to be an MLP. Yeah. Next one is, well, number 6 would be Elizabeth Hanna. Now, most of you you all probably don't know her, but she is another Canadian voice actress that is also very talented. Have a look and see what she does.
Very clever, Babar. Judging from your impeccable cocoa pouring, I'd say you are a very quick study. And if you would allow me to do so, I would be honored to show you our ways.
Besides, there's not much call for daredevils on a cooking show belt. Oh, yes. They're still wheeling and dealing over who gets which bedroom.
So, now that you've seen what she does, you can actually see that she would be another great actress to play an MLP, like playing a French pony or some other French character. Or even not a French character, just a normal character. Okay, next one, number 7, is Bob Demia. Now, he is another good actor who's also from Canada. And have a look and see what he does.
And standing still won't get it done. Come on, big brother. Time's a-wasting.
Oh, what do you mean? She looks just like the girl we've been searching for.
That sounds about right, coming from a canned ham.
So now that you've seen what he does, you can actually see that he would be he would also be a reasonably good actor to be an MLP with. Because, you know, he could do the voice of a male character and like a random male character. Like even a character that would appear only once. That would be great. Okay. Number 8 is another Canadian voice actor. He's a voice actor that goes by the name of Ian James Corlett. And for all of you who don't know, he is actually a voice actor who's famous for the voice of doing the voice of Goku in the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. And what makes it what else interesting is that he is also the daughter of Claire Corlett, who is the voice of Sweetie Belle. So amazing that Sweetie Belle's voice actress is the same guy, is the daughter of a Dragon Ball Z actor. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, so I reckon Ian James Corlett would be a really great voice actor to be in MLP. He's a great actor. Okay, number 9 is moving to America. This one is a real legend who starred in a lot of cartoons and movies. His name, Frank Welker. Now, does that name sound familiar? Well, he has done numerous cartoons in the 80s and the 90s, and he is a legend. You would love the voices that he does. Like if you've ever seen Megatron in, if you've ever seen the old G1 Transformers or any of that stuff, like even the Scooby-Doo movies, you would know who Frank Welker is. A very big legend. Right, number 10 is David Jensen. Now he's another legend too, and he comes from the UK, and he's famous for A Touch of Frost, and he also did some voices for cartoon series like Wind in the Willows, Danger Mouse, and Count Duckula, and he also did a character in Darling Buds of May. And I think he would be a great actor to play in an episode of MLP if it was to be somebody who's clumsy or someone who's funny. I think he would be a funny actor to be part of it. Okay, number 11. Now this one is too another legendary voice actor. He goes by the name of Jim Cummings. Now you don't know his name, but maybe you recognize the voices that he does. Have a look and see.
Stop, thief! I'll have your hands for a trophy, street rat!
Like father, like goof. Kid's got the goof gene coursing through his bloodstream.
We just keep running into each other, don't we, street rat?
So, now that you see his voices, do you recognize him now? You should, because he is a great actor as well. Because I think he would be really great at voicing a normal, like a good guy or a villain in MLP, and maybe henchman. But I reckon what would be really badass is if he actually acted like did the voice of a villain that was probably a monster, like maybe a giant spider. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, like a giant spider that tries to take over Equestria with a arachnid army or something. Kind of, it'd be like Aragog. Aragog, eat your heart out. Yeah, so I reckon Jim Cummings would be a great actor to actually be in MLP, to guest appear in MLP as well. A great actor. Okay, next one, number 12. Number 12 is Elizabeth Daily. Now, she's a voice actress who is famous for doing voices of many voices of many characters. In fact, have a look at these two characters that she does.
Where's my blanket? We don't have time for this, Buttercup. Townsville is in trouble. No! I need my blanket!
Whoop. Like they say, everybody who's anybody is potty trained.
You tricked me! Why, I'm gonna... But if this isn't my real blanket, then where... Oh.
So, now that you've seen that, this is actually the reason why I reckon she would be great, like she would be great in playing in MLP, is because she actually worked alongside Tara Strong in both the Rugrats and in the Powerpuff Girls. Because, you know, so I reckon like Elizabeth Daily would be great at playing maybe a female, maybe a filly or maybe a kid, or maybe even an adult, because she's a very talented actress for being the voice of Tommy Pickles in the Rugrats and the voice of Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls. You know, she's a very talented actress. Okay, next one is number 13 is Kath Sauce. Now, she's an actress who's famous for playing... She's another actress from the Rugrats who's famous for playing Phil and Lil from the Rugrats. And she would be a really great voice actress for MLP because of her character and how she's able to adjust her character. And plus, she knows she also worked alongside Tara Strong, so it would make a interesting thing to see. Because, you know, she's a very talented actress, and I think she would be great in voicing some background characters, or maybe even a few characters from MLP, like brief one-episode characters of MLP. Okay, number 14 is Shirley Chase, and this actress is famous for another Rugrats character. This one is Angelica Pickles. Now, the reason I think she would be great for playing in MLP is because of how she did Angelica Pickles, and I reckon she would be great like from how she played Angelica Pickles. I think she would be really great of playing like maybe a cousin of maybe Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, because I actually think that Diamond Tiara is like a cross between Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter and Angelica Pickles. Because, you know, if you put those two together, you have you get Diamond Tiara. You know, because she's prejudiced towards blank flanks, like Draco Malfoy is prejudiced towards Muggleborns or Mudbloods, and like Angelica Pickles, she's very, you know, she's very cruel. She lies. And if she's a bully, and you know tries to bully the CMC or Butt Symbol Brigade a lot. So I reckon Cheryl Chase would be an awesome addition for MLP, so that she would, and because she would be great at voicing somebody who's very cruel. So yeah, I think that would be good. Right, number 15 is another voice actress that starred in a lot of anime and children's cartoons. Her name is Veronica Taylor. Now, to anyone who doesn't know who Veronica Taylor is, she's the voice actress of the original voice actress of Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, and she also did May from she also did the voice of May as well, and Ash Ketchum's mother, Delta Ketchum, and she also did the voice of April O'Neil from the original, or from the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And she's a very talented actress, and I think she deserves to have a bit of a spot, to have a role in MLP, because you know I could imagine her being the voice of a young cult in MLP that might befriend the main six, and maybe become the love interest of one of the CMC. So yeah, I could imagine her doing like Ash Ketchum's. Could you imagine Ash Ketchum's voice on a cult's voice, like on a MLP cult, or maybe a Philly? I could. So yeah, I think she would be great. Right, number 16 is another Canadian voice actress or voice actor, and who starred in anime. His name is Damien Clark. Now, does that name ring a bell? If not, he's famous for doing the role of this famous anime character.
Perhaps, but you're the one who seems to have trouble catching his breath. I know what you did. You pushed most of your energy into that last attack, Goku. But I'm still standing, and all your power's drained, which means your fight is over.
So, now that you've seen that, this guy, I reckon, this Canadian actor would be a great asset to MLP because of his character. Because you know how he played Cell, like how he played Imperfect Cell, Semi-Perfect Cell, and Perfect Form Cell. He was great. I could just imagine him being the voice of a monster or a creature in MLP, or maybe a villain, or maybe even a good guy or a background character. I reckon he would be great, and in fact, I could imagine Perfect Cell, his voice for Perfect Cell being on a. I could just picture his Perfect Cell doing the voice of a possible rival of Rainbow Dash, like a flying racing rival, and yeah. In fact, on the side note, in case you guys haven't seen my first reaction to the first episode of Season 2, I actually, when I actually heard the voice of Discord, I actually didn't think it was John Delancey. I thought it actually was Damien Clark. But when I found out it was John Delancey, it was actually interesting. So, yeah, I reckon Damien Clark would be an awesome voice for MLP. Okay, number 17 is a very popular one, and someone that I reckon would be great in it to appear as well, is famous Star Wars actor Mark Hamill. Now, Mark Hamill is, you know, he's the famous Star Wars actor who played Luke Skywalker, but he also does voices as well, because, you know, he voices the Joker and many other random voices. He's really, really talented, and I could imagine him being a guest star in MLP, like maybe a like a Star Wars reference type of episode, or maybe well, who knows? He would be. The point is, I reckon he would be great in a episode of MLP. Right, number 18 is another legendary actor, English actor to be exact. His name, John Cleese, which you may recognize him as the main character in Fawlty Towers. And this guy is a legendary actor, because, you know, he played a lot of English characters, and I could just picture him being in an episode of MLP involving maybe Rarity. You know, maybe being a sophisticated pony, and, you know, I could just imagine him being, like, because of his English accent and how he can be a posh gentleman, I reckon he would be great as an actor for making a guest appearance in MLP. So yeah. And now, number 19 and 20, I actually will put these together, is two Harry Potter actors. That's Emma Watson and Rupert Grint. Now, the reason I think they would be great is because these two are really good, talented actors. Because, as you know, they starred as Hermione Granger and Ron Weasley. I reckon these two would be great because of their how they portrayed their characters. But the other reason is because they are actually bronies, believe it or not. Yep, I actually read somewhere that Emma Watson and Rupert Grint are actually members of the brony community. So I actually think they would be great actors to appear. Yeah. And now, last but not least, number 21 is someone I know very well. Who is this actor that I'd like to guest appear in MLP? Well, guess what? You're looking at him. Me! And the reason I think I would be great in an episode of MLP is because, because I actually really want to see MLP make an attempt of putting Australian culture, because as far as I know, there is no Australian type characters have appeared in MLP, which is rather disappointing because you know, I'd love to see MLP make an attempt of showing some Australian culture, and even have an Equestria pun to where they're from, like Sydney, like a horse pun for Sydney. That's an Australian city. You know, Sydney. I reckon that would be great. And if they were going to get an actor to voice an Australian character, I would like to volunteer myself to do it. Because the reason for that is because I really want to, besides the fact that I really want to be an actor, I would actually show how what an Australian would actually really sound like, because I've seen a lot of actors who portray, like American or non-Australian actors who try to portray Australians, and it sounds very stereotypical. You know, like they picture Australians like, "G'day, mates, I'm the dinky-die bushman of the outback, sitting by the billabong drinking my Billy tea." Well, newsflash, that's actually stereotypical. Most Australians are not like that. So I reckon if I was to act in the role, I would act as how Australians really sound like, because you can actually hear my voice. And besides, I reckon it would be great because it would actually be great for an actual Australian actor to voice an Australian character in MLP. So yeah, I reckon I would be great as an actor in MLP. So yeah, guys, that is my list of all the actors I reckon would be great in an episode to appear. All the actors I reckon would be great to star in the celebrities to star in a guest appearance episode of MLP because of their great actors and, well, not me, and almost not me yet, but someday I might be. But yeah, that's the list. Yeah, that's it for that question. Right, let's move on to the next one. Question 6. Which pony have you accidentally seen the most questionable fan art of? Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't really look at art, but I have seen one piece of artwork, and but it's not to do with a pony, it's to do with a character in MLP. And there's actually a funny story behind it. And that is, it is a picture of Discord with Celestia, and it's considered perhaps one of the most famous of the Brony community's fan work. And what it is, the reason it's popular is because it has a famous story behind it. And the story is that this guy got this picture for John Delancey to sign, because you know, John Delancey appeared at some kind of pop culture convention called Comic-Con, and he was a guest appearance there, so he got that fan work, and when he saw it, he decided to be a troll about it and started showing it to everyone. And the reason he showed it is because there was a part of it that actually looked like a big blue penis. But it was actually a part of his wing. Wing boner, anyone? Yeah, so anyway, I actually listened to the whole story, and I was laughing hysterically because I thought that was just so funny. But yeah, that's the yeah, if you want to check it out, like if you've already seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But for all those who don't know, you can click up on here and check it out. You know, you can check it up on here to check what the story is about. And believe me, you will laugh your fucking heads off because it's so funny. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it for that question. Right. Alright, last but not least, question 7 of Narrator007. Question 7 of Narrator007. What do you know? Anyway, finally, can you name your favorite moment in Season 1 for each of the main 6? Well, my favorite moment for Rainbow Dash would be... Well, for Rainbow Dash, I think my favorite one would be of her doing the Sonic Rain Boom in episode 16. Thought that was awesome. Favorite moment for... Actually, it would be a tie for Rainbow Dash. Second favorite moment of season 1 for her would be the scene where she does the fangirl scream at the last episode, where she goes, "I'm finally hanging with the Wonderbolts!" Ah! She does that fangirl scream, and I just love that. For Fluttershy, my favorite scene would be when she sung Evil Enchantress in that bass voice. That was a really hilarious scene. Let's see. For Rarity, my favorite scene for her would be in the final episode where she... Well, again, it would be a tie. it would be when she, like when the horses that, or the mice that Twilight had turned into horses ran away because of Opal, fucking cat, and she was like Twilight was saying, like, those horses were supposed to pull our carriages. How will we get to the gala? And then Rarity, she out of the blue, she did this. She went, "Whatever shall we do?" Because, you know, she was like being sarcastic. I thought that was a pretty funny scene. And second favorite scene would be when she finally lost her cool against that prissy prince, Blue Blood. You know, where she, you know, lost, where the cake went, where she used her as a shield from that cake, and she finally lost her cool, and she, you know, yelled at him and then covered him with cake, giving him, like, teaching that prissy prince a lesson. Yeah, so that's my favorite scene of her. Let's see, what else? For Twilight, I would say my favorite scene of Twilight would be was probably when she went to the cake, like went to Sugar Cube Corner to get the cake, and when she ended up getting that can stuck, like part of Pinkie Pie's can phone, onto her mouth and making her face become like a face canned and getting the long face. And that was when I did that impression of the shrunken head from The Prisoner of Azkaban going, "Hey Twilight, right the long face!" Yeah, so I thought that was a funny one to do. So yeah, that was... oh, and actually, actually, it's another tie as well, is when she is all the scenes in Feeling Pinky Keen, when she didn't believe the Pinky sense. And next one, Fluttershy. Oh, I've already done Fluttershy. Next one is Applejack. I really don't know. Applejack is a tough one. Let's see. I really don't know about Applejack. It's a tough one. But, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really answer that one. And last one would be Pinkie Pie. My favorite scene, without a doubt, is when she... actually, no, I can think of one for Applejack. And no, it's only a brief scene, but it's when she... is probably when I was first introduced to her. I guess that's what I can do. And for Pinkie Pie, without a doubt, the favorite scene of mine would be the scene where she turns insane. You know, where she goes... Yeah, where she gets her flat mane and she starts voicing the inanimate objects. I thought that was a funny and disturbing scene. That's one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, so anyway, guys, that is my questions answered for Narrator007. So, let's move on. Yeah, that's it for that one. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next one is from a friend of mine. This one is from DCRS Hero, a good friend of mine. He asks, "What's your favorite anime ever?" Well, my favorite anime ever. I like many anime, but I reckon my favorite anime of all time would be Dragon Ball Z. That is an awesome anime. You know, there's always... That's my favorite anime. So I'll make that a short one. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. The one I'm going to answer is going to be a bonus one that was from the from someone. The bonus question I'm going to answer for is Crystalitar. That's his name. And 11 months ago, he sent me a private message. He asks, "Yo, wanted to ask you a small question. I did some Google and I found that your name is a fake Digimon name. A fake Digimon. Pretty cool. Now, I'm not really the expert on Digimon, but I have found different images of Digimon. Which one are you a fan of? Also, if you had to say what your talents had to say what your, or if you had to say what your talent is, what would it be? Or something you enjoy doing?" Well, to any of you who don't, well, Crystalitar, I'm glad you asked me that, and sorry for the delay, but I will tell you. To any of you who don't know, my origin name is actually from Digimon, because when I was a little kid, I still like Digimon too, and when I was in high school, I created a fan-made Digimon that I named Raptormon. And the reason I created him was because we were, in high school, me and a friend of mine used to think of Digimon possible series, and what I came up with was a Dragon Ball Z Digimon crossover. And so, I came up with my first original Digimon, which was Raptormon, which if you don't know what he would look like, in my view, in my mind, I picture him as a 6-foot-tall humanoid or anthropomorphic raptor, or velociraptor, with orangey-red scaly skin with green emerald stripes on his back, followed by a green hair, green or emerald green feathers in it, on his head, that kind of looks like a headdress that goes down. And and as for what he does, he would fight like a Z fighter from Dragon Ball Z. So that's how I pictured him. And after that, that soon became my username, and the name stuck with me. So that's how I came up with it. As for the different images, I actually looked at them or as many of them as I could, and none of them are actually what I picture him. But I don't think I'm a fan of any of them, because only I know what the real Raptormon looks like. And as for what I have my talent would say, what my talent is, what would it be? My talent is of acting. You know, acting and live action and voiceover, because that's my passion in life, like I'm repeating. And it's something that I really enjoy doing, and hopefully I might do it. I hope to do it as a career. Yeah. Oh, and on the side note, I actually looked at the image that you sent me, because some time ago, Crystalitar actually sent me a sketch drawing of a raptor pony, which is right up here. Yeah. I actually really like it. It's really, really well done. Kind of cute too, and awesome. So I've actually copied that and saved it into my computer, so I love it. So thank you for that, Crystalitar. And sorry for the delay, Crystalitar, but that's... yeah, sorry for the delay, but better late than never, I suppose. So guys, that about covers it for my Q&A video. So I hope you enjoyed my Q&A video, and hopefully I shall get on to other things as soon as I can when I get the chance. But as usual, until then, thank you all for watching. This is Raptormon132 saying bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye.